Hey, you. Yeah, you. Are you looking to change your class from this to this? Then look no further, we have your solution. Yes, indeed, Emergent Curriculum in the primary classroom is here to save the day. In one of Carol Anne Wien's latest books, teachers like you will discover new methods to curriculum design that you may have never thought of before. This includes new insights on the Reggio Emilia approach and what this can look like in classrooms such as yours. The groundbreaking Reggio Emilia approach may teach you about concepts such as student-centered instruction, meaningful hands-on experiences, real-world problems and solutions in action, multidisciplinary content, and new and effective forms of observation, new classroom setups, non-traditional scheduling, and documentation strategies, plus so much more. But that's not all. Emergent Curriculum in the primary classroom also makes connections to Grant Wiggins and Jay McTighe's classic Understanding by Design curriculum design. But how? Through the various types of curriculum designs featured. First, let's look at the general model of design some teachers used that are featured within. Some common characteristics included a period of inquiry and natural observation in which each lesson started out with a question such as, does a car move faster on a lower or steeper incline? Why is it daytime on one side of the earth and nighttime on the other? How do starfish limbs grow back if they are cut off? They also include a period of research and establishing knowledge. Once a question was established, teachers would then either introduce ideas with books, read alouds, or create center activities in which students would either form a hypothesis or they would learn about certain characteristics of an object or concept, such as reading books about cars, observing the parts of a bike and drawing those parts out on a piece of paper, drawing the Toronto cityscape using an overhead, making shapes with their bodies to understand phenomena such as lightning. Lastly, they also included a period of creation, trial and error, and true understanding. After students developed basic knowledge of the concepts for the unit or lesson, they would lead to hands-on experiences in which students created physical models or students repeated the action of drawing out their initial ideas with more detail and with new information. Some of the objects that students created included instruments out of boxes, bikes out of wire, horses out of string, or even gardens within a school budget. So how does this connect to UBD? These examples of curriculum design connect to UBD because they establish environments and curriculum that encourage both knowledge and understanding by introducing basic knowledge and facts about the content and expanding on knowledge gained through student-centered exploration and creation to establish understanding. They also address the 6 facets of understanding by providing students with experiences in which they practice explanation. For example, a student was able to explain why lightning was created based on the research she conducted, or interpretation. For example, a story on cars was read aloud to a class to help them understand the basics of cars and buses and their functions, or application. For example, a student was able to develop, or students were able to develop their own measuring system, and they were able to use these measuring tools that they had created to measure out a gardening area. For perspective, students were able to go to Toronto and they were able to compare their own perspective to the actual perspective of the buildings in Toronto, and they saw that the buildings were much larger than they imagined. Empathy, in which classmates were able to understand that one student was having trouble sharing his ideas because of a language barrier. Or 6, self-knowledge, where a student realized that his classmates' ideas on starfish were correct and that he needed to adjust his own ideas to fit those. Lastly, they also required each class to solve real-world problems versus doing typical exercises or busy work by giving students opportunities to create models or detailed images of what they observe and understand about the real world related to the content in question. So how does this relate to you? You can use these examples and other examples found in Emergent Curriculum in the primary classroom in your own classroom. Simply buy Emergent Curriculum in the primary classroom by Carol Anne Wien for the small price of $25 on Amazon or other bookstores that sell books. You won't want to miss out, but wait, there's more. Ebook options are also available on Kindle for only $17.25. So if you're a teacher who is looking for a new outlook on curriculum, pick up a copy today.